The National Weather Service in Oklahoma City has given it, or Norman has given this preliminarily at least an EF4. Dr. Forbes says some of the damage that he has seen around the area of Briarwood Elementary could be an EF5. He saw an oil container that had been bolted down, made of thick steel, bolted down about a quarter of a mile away, launched up into the air and deposited over near that school and some residences. So we've been hearing from residents who say they weren't underground. They don't know how they would have made it through. And unfortunately, one of these days where those storm shelters have really come into play. Again, we have heard the latest coming in from the Oklahoma City Chief Medical Examiner's office, and this is now at 51 people confirmed dead. Some of the biggest devastation coming in from the Plaza Towers Elementary. This is where the scene has been terrible, to say the least, and the news has been even worse. At least 7 children reported dead. We have heard that they were unfortunately drowned in a basement area where they sought shelter. Some of that heavy rainfall ran off into this basement, and there are 20 to 30 children still reportedly in that school. No longer a search and rescue. Now this is a recovery mission, so unfortunately at that school we could see those numbers of deaths go up even higher. Lance West from KFOR has said he's only seen 2 people leave that area alive, and KFOR did say that the Red Cross has set up a shelter at St. Andrew's Church. Some of the older Plaza Towers students who are missing may be there, so parents who are still maybe looking to reunite with children may find them over there. Want to send it over now to Carl Parker and Chris Warren. They are out in the Global Forecast Center with more on what we've seen and what we still could see.
Yeah, and we want to talk also and go back to meteorologist Mike Bennis, who's in the field, showing us some of the destruction in neighborhood completely wiped out. And it's absolutely mind-boggling to just see the mass destruction there. He's also by one of the other schools that was hit really hard, but it fared better than the one just to the northeast.
Yeah, just really heartbreaking scenes out there south of Oklahoma City. And, you know, Mike, I have a question for you. We were watching some of the coverage, and this is also for Dr. Forbes. We were watching the coverage from K4 earlier today, and the chief meteorologist there, Mike Morgan, I believe his name is, was saying that if you do not have access to an underground shelter, that you should get in your car and drive away. And my initial reaction was, well, you know, we've been thinking for a while that it's probably not generally safe to try to outrun a tornado, especially if everybody's doing that all at once. But, you know, then later, Chris and I got to talking about it, and we were thinking, well, you know, maybe that was your best chance in this particular case because you couldn't survive above ground.